Good afternoon, all of a mama's little kikis. I made a video yesterday, right? Saying that, okay, I don't know much about like spooky shit, right? But here's a cool example about playing like, I hate it. Have you ever been like indeeded by people? Like, usually, like, if people like, I get indeeded by people that are like, indeed, like people up in your face, but it's like, ego. It's like people with like ego problems that usually like have some kind of a bone to pick with uh maybe like the blessings and stuff that you have in your life. So they either want to like possess you, control you, or just make you feel bad like they're superior, and they use their ego to like fucking like indeed you like cuz they're like bad, right? So I'm talking about like, okay, so there's like, instead of like well, okay, so we're living like in the world now. We're living like in the world now. And I guess instead of like a pentacle right side up or a pentacle upside down, if you always thought about like uh, an upside down, okay, a right side up, like with a point like this right on the top, the spirit on the top always means that like we take spiritual things into consideration, or we operate from a level of spirituality above like material things or above like monetary things. And actually, if you believe that, and this is absolutely true for all of my little kikis that are here, that we left an old world that was ruled by the material over, well, it was supposed to be a balance, but it was getting really scary, like to the point where it was definitely seeming like material was over spirit, meaning that uh like the spooky shit, like the and I'm gonna bring it up, the spooky shit like the organ donations, and the spooky shit like the embryos and the fetuses like all like in jars right now, like the fucking unnatural uh abominations to life, right? I'm just letting you know we have to talk about this. And this all comes down to like a Valentine's Day story about a friend of mine needing a pair of cool shoes, all right? But um hi everyone. I wrote in one of the things that I like, on a regular basis I write things on, it's not really a timeline that they have here, but it's like your posts and stuff. One of the things that I wrote is, if you make someone hate a rainbow, you're not doing it right. Which means, like, if you are an ego centered person with like major insecurities, and you're like fucking like making people feel like garbage, like, and then you're being like, indeed, like on their face, like, uh, that's not how you're supposed to use that left hand path mentality. It's not supposed to be like light and dark. It's supposed to be like two paths that you play, you know, with the controller right side up. If you saw that video like that I made the other day, that's just like if in your heart you're out to make someone feel stupid, then you're like fucking, you're playing the left hand path with the controller upside down, because like you're fucking like, the end result is that you want someone to feel fucking stupid, right? Don't do that. You want to know why? If they really are stupid, they'll do that themselves without you helping them. And what will happen is, like, and like the thing is just like, why are you thinking about that anyway? Like, because of jealousy and because you have some kind of insecurities about yourself. So here's a cool story about how someone like me that fucking just wants my friend to have a cool fucking pair of shoes, but the ulterior motive is to get my friend home to see me because I haven't seen him for a year, right? So I'm like, oh, I want him to be my Valentine. All my boys are Valentines. I have a few snooters. I have several snooters that like I tend to enjoy the company of. So my friend Rusty got 3 boxes of chocolates. So he's gonna have like staggering boxes of chocolates. My friend Bread got some EL fudge. These are like, you look these up on Amazon. Okay, so Rusty got 2 boxes of Russell Stover heart-shaped candies, and he got a box of Hot Wheels heart-shaped chocolate candies. And the 2 boxes of Russell Stover say it has like galactic people going out of this world. So I'm hoping maybe he'll give one to his mom and one to his dad, or he might have like a sweetheart around. He lives in a really small town in Iowa, so. And then the Hot Wheels one, I'm thinking he'll keep for himself. And none of these boys know they're getting chocolates. And then my friend Bread, I got him the EL Fudge. They're the Keebler cookies. They're my favorite. They have like double stuffed chocolate. They're vanilla cookies with double stuff in the middle of chocolate. And then it comes down to this story about my friend Nick that works at Land's End in Dodgeville, where I used to work. Oh, I want to like tag them on this, but it's a surprise though. So this is how you Indeed someone without being a rude, egotistical asshole. This is how the professionals do it. All right? Yeah. It starts with having a kind heart, but my ulterior motive is to get my friend home, right? So I got him these shoes, and he wants these shoes really bad. Like, he kind of like, he's staying with a friend that is probably not like the optimal situation. They're not dating or anything like that, but it's like she thinks that they might be. So, and it would be actually be in his best interest to come here where he knows we're not dating and we're just friends. And then like she's not like like it doesn't hurt her feelings if anybody's ever done that. It's kind of like, cut the cord kind of thing. Just maybe get out of Dodge, right? But here's the shoes, right? So he's like, and I let him know. He hasn't really gotten back to me, but he gets my messages. They're really lightweight. They're just like kind of like cheap ones, but they're like lightweight, cute ones, right? They have like kitties on them. He's my Valentine, so this is his Valentine this year. But so he's thinking he's getting these. She's like, oh man, she's gonna send those shoes to work. She says she's gonna send those shoes for me. I'm gonna make sure that I work like like Monday. I'm gonna make sure that I work like every single day this week, so that like if she sends them early or whatever, I can have my shoes like by Valentine's Day, right? So here's like the left-hand path for me holding the controller right side up. I could just mail these shoes to him, put some Twix bars in there, because like that's what the Foot Fairy does, and I'll tell you a story about that later. Like oh man, there's so many good stories with my family. But like yeah, I put some big Twix bars in there. I have these socks that I had made of my kitty. Where'd they go? This is my kitty Simon. I know I've showed these before. Eating an ice cream cone. That's him. That's his little nose on top, and that's his tongue, and that's an ice cream cone. So there's socks that like go. We used to have Simon together, like, and all my friends love Simon, but Simon is no more. Okay, he was my little brother. Nick was his real father. We'll get into that some other time. But so I could just put the Twix bars in here and put these Simon socks in there with a pin, right? And mail them directly to Land's End like he's expecting me to. But I want him home. So what I did was, Kit Kat bars are his favorite, right? He likes the Japanese Kit Kat bars. The strawberry ones and the matcha ones, Okay. Kit Kat bars are his favorite. I got a box of 50 Bears Kit Kat bars. So he's expecting a box of shoes, right? So like probably like 2 to 3 days before Valentine's Day, I'm gonna send him like these 50 Bears Kit Kat bars, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, awesome, my shoes are here. I've been waiting. Like I knew she'd send my shoes. And then he'll open them and he'll like be looking through the kit. He'll be like, oh man, Kit Kat bars, like my favorite. And then he'll be like looking for the shoes, and there will be no shoes in there. And then he'll be like really sad about it. But like if he wants the shoes before Valentine's Day, he has to like come home and get the shoes because I'm not going to mail the shoes too. So that is my left hand path. It's on him whether or not he's going to get the hint that, like, listen, I sent you 50 Kit Kat bars, Bears Kit Kat bars. Give them to your friends at work, right? And like come back and get your shoes. Then I get what I want also. And also, I'll be sure to have some matcha and strawberry Kit Kat bars in the box with his shoes. So it's on him to see what he wants to do. And that is how you do it. All right? I love all my little kikis. I don't like to play with shadow and stuff. The thing is, like, people like me, and like so many little kikis that have kind of narcissistic parents, they throw shadow at people, like, to make themselves feel better. And it's just like, there's no shadow in that left hand path, like, left hand path. I would say situation. It's not a situationship. Not a situation. It's not a situationship. It's a friendship. And it's like, if you never had a nudge to come back home before, but it's just like, I could always wear those shoes like after Valentine's Day. We'll see. All right. Just take it from someone that, like, I hate the term like get off. Like, that just sounds dirty, doesn't it? People, and I'm sure a lot of my little kikis, like, people get off on making children or, anyone that's just like so embracing and just like so full of light, just like just kind of feel kind of like shit for a minute. Like, it's like, oh, it's like, I don't like that. So, I mean, that's like my advice for today. All right. I love my little kikis. All right. Peace.